All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. In this video, it is about to get quite existential. So, something I don't do often is look back through my past journal entries, and that's something I wanted to start doing just because I leave all these entries for myself and then don't reflect on any of them, and a lot of them are probably valuable insights that I would gain a lot if I went back and read them. So this morning, I just kind of had that urge, and I don't usually have that urge, so I started to read through some past ones, and obviously it just gets like deep into my life, but also just a lot of these are existential in general, right? Like, yeah, just like really deep life shit, like you're alive, that type of stuff, and how insane that is. And what I wanted to talk about, and maybe I kind of bring this up, like maybe I brought it up in a video before because I feel like I've said these exact words before. But I was writing about how people don't understand the value of days. And I know I talked about this recently. But I'm starting to realize that you have to treat a day like you're Xing off a day at the end. Like that's it. Like that the day is gone. I feel like we have the most unhealthy view of days ever, including myself, right? Oh, it's Monday, it's Tuesday, it's Wednesday, it's Thursday, it's Friday, it's Saturday, it's Sunday. I'm happy on Friday, right? Happy on Sunday or Saturday, right? Like I hate Mondays. Like you fall into like everything, right? There's a month, there's a day, there's a year. And I was just like, that's so weird that we just fall into like, especially though, like the weeks, right? Like you just think it's a day. But the craziest part about this is this day has never existed ever. May as well think of a fun new name every single day for a day because it's never been there before. So it's just mind boggling to me. Like, no wonder people don't live ideal lives or they don't zoom out. It's because they're just waking up and thinking it's another day. And it's not. Like, you think Monday is the same as last Monday. It has been 7 days, like now we're getting into a weird time combo, but like, it's been that span of time and you just think it's the same day because you gave it the same label. And how powerful is that? Like you treat it like that, right? Oh, it's Monday. I got to act this way. I got to be, or I'm always like this on Monday, right? So it blows my mind because as I write these things, I'm just like, who am I, right? I'm like, I'm not some philosopher. I'm not this. And I'm like, why couldn't I be? Because the reason people aren't that, the reason they're not thinking or they're not philosophizing, if that's even a word, I like to use that word a lot. The reason they're not doing these things is just because, like, no wonder. There's obviously things to do everywhere. Like, you go through school and then you get a job. That takes up pretty much most of your life. You have to sleep. You might have a family. You might have other priorities. So, like, no wonder everyone has their things. But it's also, like, a bunch of little things, too. It's like, okay, you're busy with work. You're busy with school. You're busy with priorities. But also, you just think it's a day-to-day monotonous little thing. And it's like, you don't even understand that, like, right now, even right now, like, look into this shit. Like, I am a person. You don't know me. You don't know where I am. You know nothing about me. And here I am broadcasting myself to whoever will watch this video. And you are sitting on a phone or a computer looking at some person you've never heard of. And I'm communicating a message to you. And it might be resonating. Might be like, holy shit, this guy's got me on some like introspective wave. How nutty is that? And that's not even the craziest part about it, right? Like, zoom out, right? Earth, planets, galaxy, universe, multiverse, simulation, right? Simulation inside a simulation. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. But it's just so funny to me to think that, like, the huge gap in between, like, not thinking like this and thinking like this, where, like, it just blows my mind. Because I don't think like this on a daily basis, by the way. I do not wake up every day and say, oh, it's a brand new day. It's like this. Why not, though? Right? Because all I need is those cogs to start turning, right? I just started reading my past journal entries, and then I just read a few, and I was like, holy shit, I am alive. Right in the morning, first thing in the morning, out in the sun. And it's just weird when you really think about it, because it makes you question what the fuck maybe you're doing, but especially what, like, no offense, but like what the fuck other people are doing. Obviously, I'm a little more maybe I'm harder on other people than myself, but it for sure makes you question, because at least like in my mind, I'm headed in the right way, right? Like I'm trying to start a business, I'm trying to build a YouTube channel, I'm trying to build a TikTok page, or um, I'm trying to um go on runs or hit workouts. At least I'm making the effort, right? But it's just so weird to me. Like, no wonder people aren't ever going to become philosophers, or not that, like, I put philosopher over celebrity, but you know what I mean? Like, or have these actualized dreams or make a big impact on the world, because they're just focused on day to day shit. Like, no wonder. Like, no one cares about what happens in a year, in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40, 50, so on. No one cares. And it is tricky, because like we all have it happen, right? Where we just fall into like days. Or it's like, oh, it's another day, it's another day, it's another day. And the goal is just to get through the day. It's like, oh, I'm at work, I got to get through it. You come home, you relax because you're tired of the work, like whatever it is. And there's always this get through, get through, get through. And I'm just like, dude, like the people who leave this world with like texts, with videos, with lessons, with substance, with signs that they were there and that they left a message for people, they cannot be thinking this way. They're thinking day to day in terms of like, okay, I got to film a video, or I got to write, or I got to do this, I got to do this. But it's for the long term. Like, this is why I made a video that said, don't leave the world with nothing, right? I don't want to, like, it just hit me. I was like, if I left the world with not a single YouTube video, right? To put the fear away for one moment of like, oh, people are going to see it. That's the idea. That's the whole point of YouTube, right? That's why it's here. That's why videos are public. I put it out for people to see. God forbid people see it, right? So putting that aside and just being like, I want to leave the world with knowledge, even if it's a spark, right? Even if I'm just like on the verge of something, but it clicks for you. Like, that is important. And I'm starting to see the value of like all these little things. And it was just it's been a very introspective morning, as you can probably tell. I want to do a little mindfulness practice after this, because I tend to put it off to the end of the night and I don't actually do it. But I want to lean into this introspection, because it just got me thinking about how like people just aren't thinking big picture at all. Like, at all. And that's the problem. Is like, when you don't think big picture, like eventually it's over. The game is over. And you don't have time to think. You know what I mean? Because you're just day, 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 boom. End of life. And it's like, oh, whoops. A lot of things I wanted to do in there that I never did, because you never thought about them because you were distracted. Can't blame you, right? You got shit to do, but you need time to think about long term. Zoom out. Think about like life in general, right? Like, even that, like that would be a big regret of mine if I like at the end of my life, if I didn't ever think things through. Like, if I didn't like go into that philosophical mind, what the hell? Like, I want to ponder these things. I want to appreciate, because pondering's cool. Like, I like sitting and being like, what the fuck's going on here? It's awesome, because what the fuck is going on here, right? So this is just like a little jolt, a little wake up to you, that like you are, this is something else I journal. You are literally a fucking mystical being. I mean, you don't think you are, but I mean, what's going on here? Like, like, can you tell me one thing that's happening here? Like, how am I able to do this? Right? There's like, you know, billions upon billions of neurons and like all this shit, all these cells, right? That are like all working, and somehow I'm able to do what I'm doing right now, right? So you are a mystical being in a mystical universe. You have pretty much won the lottery so many times, right? Actually, that might be for a separate video, but my point of saying that is there are crazier, I guess I have to frame it for how this video is placed. Maybe I'll leave it at that. Like, that is the reminder for you. You're a mystical being in a mystical universe. and you're watching a YouTube video, nothing wrong with that because the video might be helping you realize these things, but just think bigger. Think bigger. That's like all I have to say. Think bigger, because most people are not thinking bigger because they are trapped. They have things that they have to do that takes their mind. I've even been thinking about this on a much bigger level. Like, think about people who have achieved a ton of shit, but they still don't have time to think about life. And not that they have to, but no. I'll actually say that. I think everyone should, right? But I was thinking about even these big entrepreneurs or these big people who achieve a lot of shit. I'm like, do they even have moments of like deep introspection? Because then that makes me grateful, because I'm like, dude, I'm not even at their level of, materialistic wealth or talent, whatever it is. I'm not even there. Yet I still am able to question these things and go deep into them. So it's something that you kind of build and build over time, I think. But um, I'm just so open to it because I don't. It's. I mean, what else are we talking about if we're not talking about what the fuck's going on here? So I'm very like open to that type of stuff. But yeah, zoom out. Realize days matter. Realize every day is a new day. And start to realize that, like I said, at the end of the day, you are Xing off a day. That is it. That day is gone. And like, it's so weird to me to think that you could squeeze the shit out of this day. You could squeeze the shit out of it because it's new. It's brand new. It's like every day you wake up, eyes open, and boom, the universe, like, we have a fresh orange here for you to squeeze. It's brand new, and every day you squeeze it, you squeeze it, you squeeze it, and every time you wake up, the universe is like, we got a fresh one for you. Like, how awesome is that, right? We have a fresh one for you. Here you go. And it's up to you how hard you squeeze that, what you get out of it. But just know that even though it's an orange every day, it's not the same one, right? It's a brand new one. So you have a pile of orange peels stacking up here, and you can look at them, and they're all not the same. They're all an orange, but they're all not the same. They're all a brand new orange, one that's never been seen before. It looks the same, but it's not the exact same. And you have the ability to squeeze it, and most people just don't. Most people just think it's another orange, right? It's another day. It's another day. And they don't care if a day's wasted. But there's potential in that day. There's dormant potential in that day. And at the end of the day, if you can X off a day on your calendar too, it's weird. It's like that is it. It is not November 14th. Like, I guess it's November 14th, 2023. But like, that is the only November 14th, 2023 there will ever be. So like, I really want to get one of those like how many weeks you have to live. I don't know if it's like a visualized value thing or something, just like a black and white like X's. I know Tim Urban also had like a calendar for that, but like something like that, or maybe just something where each day I can just like X off the day and like acknowledge, like, how powerful would that be if every single night before I went to bed I was like, that's it, that's the day. Like, how much value would I treat a day with if I really did that every night, right? Because we don't have respect. Like, we don't have respect for days. I'm really representing days here, but we just don't have respect for days. Like, every night I should be Xing off, being like, that is it. And then I would start to respect them, because every night or every day I would imagine myself at night Xing that off and being like, damn, I didn't really get any better in any area today. That's not okay. I didn't do a workout. I didn't make a video. I didn't think about anything. I didn't think deeply. I didn't introspect a little bit. I didn't get closer to my goal. I didn't try something new. I didn't face a fear. And it still happens. And I'm sure it still will happen. But it's moments like this where I kind of like break out of that and I'm just like, dude, this is powerful shit. Like, respect days. And they're all new and they're all fresh. You can do something with them. You can squeeze the orange. But yeah, I think I'm going to try to loop around and wrap it up, because we're probably getting to the part where I just start repeating myself. But just some introspective things as I read my journal and then journaled after. Um, yeah, I highly recommend doing that. Allowing yourself to be introspective. I think that's another issue. Is a lot of people they just don't allow themselves to be introspective. Even me sometimes while I journal, I'm just like, is this lame? And then I'm like, okay, is this lame? That's what I'm worried about. We got bigger problems, right? You got to go a lot deeper into your mind to figure out what's wrong. If you're doing something that not only you enjoy, but is also arguably the only thing that matters, right? The only thing in my mind that technically would matter would be thinking about what's going on here. So you're sitting there like all ancient philosophers thinking through, why are we here? What is life? And you're getting a voice that says, this is lame. Okay. Like we got bigger problems to work with. So I highly recommend you start doing it. It's awesome. And if you think it's lame, then I guess you'll never think. Like I don't know what to say. Like this is me talking to myself too, but like, if you have that voice that stops you, I mean, just to think how weird it is, like thinking introspectively, like why would I can ever think, oh, that's lame, or it's lame that you journal? Like, okay, awesome. I know millionaires that journal. I know philosophers that journal. Who are you? You know what I mean? Like again, this is all conversation in my mind, but it's the conversation that has to be had if you have these limiting beliefs. Like, why aren't you journaling, or why aren't you thinking through deep topics? Oh, because that like this is why I do it on my own, right? Like sometimes I'll have conversations with other people in my family, but a lot of the times you got to do this shit on your own. Obviously, if you have a friend group that wants to talk about this, it's amazing because you can actually like externalize the shit and like bounce ideas off each other. But and I've had that friend group before too. Um, Still do. We just haven't talked in a bit, just like online friends, and that's been amazing as well. So yeah, but anyway, gonna wrap this up. So respect days, appreciate the value. Every day is new. Lot of shit dropped in here, but yeah, just treat them with respect because most people aren't. Most people are just going through day to day. They're so zoomed in, they can't see anything. There's no big thing for them. It's just day to day. It's Monday. I do this. Done. You have an orange, a fresh orange every day that the universe gives you. Squeeze the shit out of it. Hope you enjoyed and got value. Peace.